Zettel für die lange Weg. 2 Flaschen Whisky für die Zeit. Und ich date gern habe, du bist dabei. Maria geht fort mal weg, ist weit. Wann ich geh, wann ich geh. Ich werd dir fehlen, wann ich geh. Du sehst nicht, was ich mach, du sehst nicht, wie ich lach. Ich werd dir fehlen, du watch sehen. Hab kriegt mein Zettel für den langen Weg. Du scheinst da, als mir finden kann. Es hat Maria und Dale ganz wunderbar. Als ich dir den weiße dann, wann ich geh, wann ich geh. Ich werd dir fehlen, wann ich geh. Du sehst nicht, was ich mach, du sehst nicht, wie ich lach. Ich werd dir fehlen, du watch sehen. Well, kuda ovid, leave a light. Good evening, dear friends. Can you believe we're back at it? Another episode of PA Dutch Live. We are now in the middle of August. Unbelievable. Tonight is going to be a fun episode. It's going to be a little different than some episodes we've had in the past. Normally, those of you that watch the show know that I usually have some kind of a guest and we do a little bit of an interview. But tonight we're going to do things a little different. We're giving the month of August off for my guests, so we're going to allow anyone that's watching to be a guest on the show this evening. If you feel so moved, you can come on and you'll hear what we're going to be talking about here in a couple minutes. But whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook, in the comment section, I posted a update that says if you want to join the live stream, click the link. It's there. If you decide that this is something you want to do, of course, make sure your camera's turned on, make sure your microphone's working, and you'll get dropped into our virtual green room. And then when I get the chance to bring you into the actual live stream, I'll bring you in. We'll do a little talk or whatever you want to share with the audience, and then I'll post you right back out. So that's how it's going to work tonight. And if no one wants to come on the stream, that's okay too. I do have a lot of things that we want to talk about tonight and share with you guys. We already have people doing what they know to do. Please, wherever you're watching from, put in the comment section where you're watching from so we can give some shout outs and let people know, let everybody know who is joining us and where they're joining us from. I actually had someone, Karin, and this is in Pennsylvania. Well, Pels, she says, Genobet aus Roy Hesse. Ach, wann's für mich zu spät wird, heute Nacht wünsche ich euch alle miteinander einen schönen Stream. Viel Spaß und machen's gut. Good vibes. So for those of you that don't understand the language, she's saying greetings from the Rhine area of Hessen. When it's too late for me tonight, of course, they're 6 hours ahead, so it's midnight over there right now. She just wanted to wish everybody a great stream, a great show. Have a lot of fun and take care. And of course, those good vibes. We got John joining us from Nashville, Tennessee, I would imagine. John, thanks for joining us. Our good friend who joins us every month, Carol, is joining us from beautiful and hot downtown Burnville. Carol, I looked at the weather and it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a break here over the weekend, but I agree with you. It has been hot and humid. Heiß und schmodig, as we say in Pennsylvania Dutch, and I'm glad and looking forward to that break. Erica joins us from Quakertown, Pennsylvania. We're going to be hearing more from Erica later in the show. That's a teaser. Our good friend Rachel Yoder is joining us. Gudo at aus Boyerstädtel, the home of the Bears down there in Boyertown. She is joining us. Great to have her. Carol follows me on social media, and I posted a picture today about what I was having with some corn. How is your corn? Well, Carol, come on. Corn was delicious. Fresh sweet corn. What could be better? Come on, now we know better than that, Carol. Donald is joining us from Midlothian, Virginia. He joins us every month. Brigitte Weinsteiger joining us from Philly. We're going to see more from Brigitte later tonight as well. That's a teaser. Our good friend Seth is joining. Gouda Nomi Dog from sunny San Diego. We got the West Coast represented out there. Seth, thanks for joining us. We got Kathy Kroll joining us from Elizabethtown, Lancaster County. I bet it's hot and humid there too. And our good friend James is joining us from Higgins over there in southern Schuylkill County. Man, we got everybody representing. This is great. Dolly Moyer joins us every month. She's back again this month from Fleetwood in beautiful Berks County. I know it oh so well. Martin is joining us, former Las Vegas resident, but originally from York County, joining you from my new home in northeastern Ohio. Martin, are you close to Lake Erie up there in northeastern Ohio? I bet you're going to get a lot of snow this summer. This winter. Our good friend Norman staying awake once again this month after midnight over there. Steinbach am Glan, awake and excited, he says. Norman, I'm glad you're awake and you're excited. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Bio T is joining us. Todd in Tucson from Nazareth first, though. He'll always be a Nazareth boy at heart, right? Former student of mine, Matt Pinella, joining us from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Hey, Matt, hope all is well down there at your new location there in the state capitals. Pete is joining us, also watching from Quakertown. Boy, Quakertown's getting a lot of love tonight. We're going to hear more from Pete later tonight, too. Our good friend Chris Watson-Loof, he's joining us again. We're here from Alsatian, Pennsylvania, a.k.a., he says, PA Dutch Life. You got it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for those of you that already checked in, but if you're joining us or you join the stream a little later, of course, throw in the comment section there where you're joining us from. I love to know where everybody is tuning in from. Well, let's do what we normally do here every month and give you some information on some upcoming things in the greater Pennsylvania Dutch community. We, of course, have a special, if you're just joining us, you're joining us a little late, tonight is a live viewer call-in. There is a link in the comment section, whether you're watching on YouTube or on the Facebook page, where you can click to join the stream. We'll talk more about that here in a minute, but let's talk about some upcoming, because there is a lot of things. The summer is starting to make its way out, as we'd say, and fall is knocking on the door. And fall, of course, there's a lot of things that happen, festivals and fairs and shows happening in Pennsylvania Dutch country. I just want to share some of them with you guys so that you can mark your calendars. This coming weekend, it's right around the corner. The Goshenhoppens are having their 54th annual folk festival. That's this Friday, this Saturday, the 12th and the 13th at the Henry Andis Plantation. That's there in beautiful Perkiomenville, Pennsylvania. Friday from noon to 8 and Saturday from 10 to 6. It's going to be full of great Pennsylvania Dutch stuff to check out. So please make your way down to Perkiomenville this weekend and enjoy the Goshenhoppens. Also, towards the end of August here, on the 27th, our good friends at the historic Dreibelbiss Farm, right outside of Virginville, Pennsylvania, area that I hold so dear in my heart. They're having their annual Pennsylvania German Farm Festival from 10 to 4, rain or shine. They'll have house tours of the historic Dreibelbiss Farmhouse. There's going to be live music. There's going to be Native American storytelling. There's going to be a lot of stuff. If you're on Facebook, you can follow them and you can read more about all the things that'll be taking place. But there is too many things here to list. So please get yourself to Virginville on the 27th of August and check out the historic Dreibelbiss Farm. They do a lot of really cool stuff there. I'd love to have, if someone from the historic Dreibelbiss Farm is watching tonight, I'd love to have somebody from your farm be a guest sometime in the future. So just, hit me up. Let me know. Oh, we got Krister. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name, but he's joining us from beautiful Vienna, Austria. He's staying awake late tonight too. How about it? All right, what else? We got tons of things coming up. Like I said, the 46th annual Hay Creek Festival. We're now into the month of September. It's coming the 9th through the 11th. Please mark your calendars. That's another really cool opportunity to check out. Just Google search Hay Creek Festival or look for them on Facebook. So I'm telling you, I'm throwing tons of stuff at you tonight. Our good friend Luella Sibo Reed, she runs the popular page on Facebook called Your Daily Dose of Pennsylvania Dutch, Die Tägliche Dose von Pennsylvanisch Deutsch. She is once again this fall teaching classes at the Lehigh Carbon Community College in Pennsylvania Dutch. So if you've ever wanted to learn Pennsylvania Dutch, here's an opportunity for you. And the classes are going to be available through Zoom as well. So no matter where you live, you can join the fun. The one class already started, Easy Deutsch 1, started on the 11th, which was, it's tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. So it's probably too late to register for that. But she did say, and I don't have the information here, but there's going to be a level 2 class and there's going to be another level 1 class. When I get that information, I'll share with everybody. Of course, watch my Facebook page, PA Dutch 101, for updates. But those are opportunities for you to join, especially if you've always wanted to learn some Pennsylvania Dutch. We have other people joining us real quick. Let's give the local question. Is it said Bethlehem or Bethlehem to locals? I always heard the latter. Well, I grew up saying I heard both, actually. Where I grew up in northern Berks County, I heard Bethlehem and I heard Bethlehem. I'm sure it depends on, it's like Lebanon and Lebanon. How many syllables do you want to throw out there? Our good friend Ethan is joining us from Ottawa, Canada. Gouda Obit aus Ottawa. We're north of the border tonight as well. Donna's joining us from Holtwood. I don't know where Holtwood is. Somebody let me know where Holtwood is. Donna, where's Holtwood? And someone's checking in. They're saying, oh, come on now. It's Bethlehem. You don't say Bethlehem. Thanks, Pete. Some other cool things that are coming up and happening at the Berks History Center. Our good friends right there on the end verge border of Reading, Pennsylvania is continuing their Brunch and Brushes series. They've been doing this for quite a while now. Their next one is going to be on the 8th of September, and they are going to, all of them have been Pennsylvania Dutch themed art projects that you can join. So if you're in the greater Reading, Berks County area, or if you're not in the greater Berks County area, but you want to make your way there, this is a really cool opportunity. Check out their Facebook page and their website for more information. Also, the Berks History Center is going to be putting together some online Pennsylvania Dutch. Well, I don't know if they're going to be online, but they're going to be doing some Pennsylvania Dutch classes as well. And as soon as I get that information from my good friend Brad, who will be teaching the classes, I will pass that along to all of you. A&M says, Servus aus der Palz. Well, Servus to you. Palz being, of course, the region in Germany where a lot of our forefathers and foremothers come from. In fact, I'm packing my suitcase. I'll be flying to the Palz on Sunday, arriving Monday morning. I can't wait. I can talk more about that here in a little bit. Rachel's going to weigh in on this Bethlehem conversation. She goes, my mom grew up in Allentown, and her side of the family always says Bethlehem, but we say Bethlehem in Berks County. Well, thanks, Rachel. There's her 2 cents on our Bethlehem conversation tonight. More stuff for the count. I'm telling you, there's tons of stuff coming up. The Haymet Fest, we took 2 years off because of COVID, but it's back this year. It'll be Saturday, September the 24th, 2022, from 11 to 4 p.m., 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Pennsylvania German Cultural Heritage Center at Kutztown University. I will be there in person performing some music that day. I don't know exactly what time yet, but I'll let you guys know during our September episode of PA Dutch Live so that you can be there if you want to see me play. But it's a great opportunity. There's local craftspeople telling the story of the Pennsylvania Dutch, particularly paying attention to our harvest time. And it's kind of like a homecoming event. So mark your calendars there. Donna says, Holtwood is in southern Lancaster County. Well, we know. I'd never heard of Holtwood. Thanks for sharing that, Donna. Also, for those of you that live closer to the region of Pennsylvania where I live right now in central Pennsylvania, there's a little town called Aaronsburg, which has a really cool history that I'll share with you guys at some point. Not tonight, but it's right outside of Millheim, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of State College, Pennsylvania, there in Center County. Very strong Pennsylvania Dutch roots there in that region of eastern Center County. They were a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch that left Berks, Lancaster, Lebanon, post-Revolutionary War that settled then in that part of central Pennsylvania. They are having their annual Dutch Fall Fest, October 1st and 2nd. The leaves will probably be changing by then or starting to change. It's a great time to come up to the mountains here in central Pennsylvania, the ridge and valleys that we have in beautiful Penns Valley is where Aaronsburg is, and check out that cool festival. I'll talk about it again next month in September, but it's a really nice getaway. Or if you're coming up for, I don't know if Penn State's home that weekend or not, but if they are and you're coming up to the game, stop in Aaronsburg on your way out of town or on your way into town. It'll be worth it. Trust me. It's really nice. Our good friend Luann, who joins us most months, is again joining us from Manchester, Maryland. Hey, Luann, thanks for joining us. Another thing, I'm telling you, we got tons of stuff to talk about here tonight. The Kutztown Folk Festival, of course, we know was back in July. Very successful, great festival. First time back in person since COVID. They are doing these other events throughout the year, and their next big event is the Farm to Table Dinner event, which will be taking place on Thursday, October 13th. This you would need to get tickets for or reservations if it's something you're interested in. Check out their website, check out their Facebook page. It'll be a really cool event. Really cool event. So Mark your calendars if that's something you're interested in, of course. My good friend, we were talking about how hot it was. Carol, you sent me this picture. I have to post it again. A couple of weeks ago when we were in the throes of a heat wave here in Pennsylvania and the humidity was at like 110%, I jokingly put out on social media, how is everybody keeping cool? And our good friend Carol from Burnville sent me this picture. So she's using Wasbit bacon dressing and some apple butter to keep herself cool right out of the ice box, out of the fridge. That picture made me laugh, and I thought that is a good way to keep cool. So Carol, thanks for sharing. I bet you didn't think I'd share this photo tonight, but I had to. I couldn't let it go. You look cooler just by holding those up to your face. We have Mauricio joining us from Brazil. Thanks for joining us, Mauricio. We'll have to, I try to try and get somebody, Mauricio, maybe we can talk sometime, but did you know, people, that there is a population of Pennsylvania Dutch speakers, I'm leaving Carol's picture up there, of Pennsylvania Dutch speakers in Brazil. They speak a dialect very similar to Pennsylvania Dutch. It is not exactly the same, but it's similar. Their immigrants came, or their foremothers came from the same region of Germany that we came from, but they went to South America where ours went to North America. It's a really cool story. I'd love to get somebody on that has English skills that can talk to the audience. So Mauricio, if you're that person, email me and we'll talk about getting you on as a guest so you can tell the Hunsrücker story to my audience here on PA Dutch Live. I was just scrolling through Facebook yesterday and came across this photo, and this has to tug at all the heartstrings of you good Pennsylvania Dutch people out there. I don't remember what fair this was posted at, one of the county fairs or community fairs, which are happening now in parts of Pennsylvania. But the Lehighton Area Lions Club has a stand, a food trailer at whatever festival or fair they're at. And I just saw what they were serving, and my goodness, did my mouth start watering. Look at that stuff. Whoa. My goodness. Now, my question is, and I asked this and no one was able to answer it, I want to know what a filling bowl is. Here's what I'm hoping this is what it is, because if this is what it is, some people said, oh, it's probably just filling and gravy. Well, it might be, but that's a separate thing if you notice. So my guess is those of you that are familiar with KFC, they do a KFC bowl where they do mashed potatoes, pieces of chicken, corn, and gravy. Well, if that's what this is, but instead of regular mashed potatoes, they're doing Pennsylvania Dutch potato filling, chicken, corn, and gravy. My goodness, that dish served at the right party could solve world peace, I think. And if that isn't what it is, now you have an idea the next time, probably when it gets a little cooler. It's a little hot right now for something like that. However, Pennsylvania Dutch potato filling is delicious, as most of you know. So here's an opportunity. If that is what the Lehighton Area Lions Club is serving, if anybody knows, you need to pat them on the back, and we need a picture of one of these filling bowls because I need to know. Chris Watson, who's on the show tonight, says it was at the Carbon County Fair, if he's correct, if he remembers correctly. Chris, did you see this? What was in the filling bowl? I need to know. And as Maria says, I think I need a filling bowl in my life. Maria, we all need a filling bowl in our lives. It would make things better. So if anybody is familiar with the Lehighton Area Lions Clubs, let me know. Let me know what the deal is because I want to know. Here's one for you, everybody, to think about. I posted this a couple days ago on social media, and boy, did it create a firestorm of comments. If you had to push only one button, what button would it be? Would you be pot pie or would you be pork and sauerkraut? And, it was funny reading the comments that people were leaving because there's nothing like food to really bring out what you truly feel about something or think about something. You don't mess with food, right? So people were giving their honest, hitting pretty hard as to what it would be and why. And I thought a lot because I was thinking myself, boy, if I was in that situation, I had to push the button. What would I push? And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'll share my answer first. I love pot pie. Don't get me wrong. I love pot pie. But pork and sauerkraut, God, that's just really tough to beat for me. If it was a do or die decision, I'd have to push pork and sauerkraut. Now people are chiming in. Here we go. James says pot pie. Okay, James, we got team pot pie. But Jackson saying, "Oh, come on, pork and sauerkraut." I'm with you, Jackson. I'm with you. Pork and sauerkraut all the way. Not that I wouldn't eat the pot pie if it was given to me. Don't get me wrong, because I would. I absolutely would. Chris says, "I would just hit them both and see what happens." I think the machine would explode, Chris. We'd be in trouble. Yvonne says, Rachel Adams, Wiswasser, we mostly say Bethlehem down here. Oh, we got people checking in here about this Bethlehem thing. Thanks, Yvonne, for your idea there. Don Moyer says the Die Check has a Dutch bowl. You know, Don, you're right. And I've seen Steve, the chef there at Die Check, post pictures. And it is what I was kind of explaining. And boy, does that look good. Seth says pork and sauerkraut. And well, the mashed potatoes, of course, they're a given, right? You can't have pork and sauerkraut without mashed potatoes. If you go to a party and they serve you pork and sauerkraut and there's no mashed potatoes, then you really need to have that conversation with whoever's house you're at and say, come on now, what are you doing? What are you doing, people? All right, so here's the opportunity for anybody that would like to join the live stream, or if you don't feel comfortable coming on the actual show, you can just post your comments in the comment section and I can highlight them like I've been doing all episode. But I've been thinking about some things I thought I'd throw out there to kind of get the conversation flowing a little bit tonight, since we don't have a guest. Pennsylvania Dutch summer. That's what I was thinking. Well, so what are some of your Pennsylvania Dutch memories of summer? Things that when you think summer and Pennsylvania Dutch, what comes to mind? That's what I would love to hear from people out there right now. And while I'm waiting for maybe some people to chime in or put their comment in the section or join the stream, again, the link is probably, you probably have to scroll back up in the comment section because it was one of the first things I posted. But I'll share you some of my memories of what what screams summer and Pennsylvania Dutch for me. Of course, food. And I think about like picnics. My family, we were a big picnic family. 4th of July picnic. My birthday falls in July, so we always had a big picnic for my birthday. The summer, of course, for me also was growing up on the farm was sweet corn season and the garden. I mean, the garden was coming in, so we had fresh produce, whether it was beans, peas, sweet corn. Of course, my father grew so much sweet corn. We always had more sweet corn than what we ever needed to do. And then you can think about all the good things you can make with sweet corn. For me, also Pennsylvania Dutch, and a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch people did this, had clam bakes. You would go to a clam bake. Another thing I was thinking of the other day was church picnics or community picnics. And they're not happening as much anymore for whatever reason. We're not here to debate, why or argue, but they aren't happening like they used to. I mean, that's the fact of the matter. Most of the churches in the area where I grew up would have a summer picnic, whether it was a strawberry festival or a peach festival in August, and they'd have food. And of course, then either strawberries or peaches, there'd be live music. There are churches that still do this. There absolutely are. And fire companies in local communities. But that always was something that was, is burned in my memory and my mind about summer in Pennsylvania Dutch country. I got people answering things or giving comments, so let's throw it out there. And a lot of them are food, and that's okay. Pete says corn pie. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with what a corn pie is, my goodness. It's one of my absolute favorite things. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a pie made with corn. Now, there are tons of things that you can put in your corn pie, but it's essentially fresh sweet corn in a pie crust. I grew up with potatoes, corn, hard-boiled eggs, salt, pepper. That's what I grew up with, warm milk. But since then, I've learned to make a little bit of bacon and onion in, but corn pie, absolutely delicious. Rachel says garden tomatoes for months. I picked a bunch of tomatoes today out of my garden, and you're right, Rachel. There is nothing like a fresh tomato in the summer. Boy, just a little bit of salt and pepper is all I need. Basil and mozzarella goes well too. Sheila says corn fritters. Sheila. Corn fritters. My mother made the best corn fritters in the world. I stand by that. And I've tried to duplicate her corn fritters. She's passed away, and I can't do it. If I could snap my fingers and be able to make my mother's corn fritters, I know my brother would be really happy, but so would I. Kathy says homemade root beer. You know, Kathy, I love root beer. I love birch beer, actually a little bit more than root beer. And I have friends that make their own homemade. We never did growing up. We always would get it from somebody else. But boy, is that delicious. You are absolutely right. BioT says snipe hunting. You mean Elvedrich hunting, right? And corn and farm picnics. Absolutely, BioT. Luke says corn pie. Amen on the corn pie. AM says gip this by Eich. Boyfesta. So he's joining us from the pods. Boyfest is a wine festival. The short answer, AM, is that not really. That is not part of our culture like it is in the Pfalz, because Pennsylvania doesn't have the wine culture that the Pfalz has. To be honest, when we talk about a lot of these picnics and parties, for those of us that drink alcohol, I think the Pennsylvania Dutch tend to be a little bit more team beer than wine. However, wine is starting to, there's a lot of wineries in Pennsylvania Dutch country that are making good quality wine. But this idea of wine festivals just doesn't really take place here. It's a difference between our cultures and our history. Mashed potatoes with sauerkraut on top, then peas on top, covered with home canned chili sauce. My God, Luann, that's a whole meal right then and there. Chris says the kiddos playing in whatever little creek is nearby whilst we sit on the banks. The corn is ready on the way home. Yeah, playing in the creek. I hope there are still kids out there that are playing in creeks. My kids play in the creek, and I would hope every kid. Being a high school teacher, let me tell you, I know that some of my students, they need some creek time. It would help. It would absolutely help. Yvonne says homemade root beer again. Homemade ice cream. Oh yeah, homemade ice cream. I wasn't even thinking about that. Boy, homemade ice cream. That's tough to beat. That is tough to beat. Hey, I got somebody here trying to join the stream. Let's pull him in. Hey, Seth, is this Seth Moog?
Yes. Can you hear me, Doug?
Yes,
I can. Good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you. Now, I need to ask you a question because you comment a lot and things like that. Am I saying your last name right?
Say it again.
Moog.
That's absolutely how we pronounce it. That's it.
Good. Exactly. The first time I saw it, I was like, how do I say this guy's last name? I'm just going to say it the way I think I should say it.
And you're one of very few that get it right off the bat.
Well,
you can imagine.
I'm sure. Seth, tell us something that you want to share, a Pennsylvania Dutch summer memory or something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my introduction to Pennsylvania Dutch culture was when my mom and dad bought a nice little property up in Monroe County in what's termed the West End, which if you look at a map, it's actually the South End. I don't know how that got that name, but anyway, it was beautiful property, 4 acres, a stream going through it, a pond, and a little, turns out, log house, with clapboard on it. It's an old Pennsylvania farmhouse that went back, had to go. I mean, it shows up in the county record about 1870, but it was deeded to like a daughter and son-in-law or something like that. It just came out of nowhere. So that's an old house. It's still there. And it was, we had such great times there. And so in the summer, my wonderful memories include going to Greenswags, because this is outside of Kutztown, between Kutztown and Gilbert. And we'd always stop at Greenswags, and they were speaking Dutch there. That's my introduction as a little kid. And the general stores, you could always hear Pennsylvania Dutch being spoken in there. And we'd get some, not only the birch beer, but sarsaparilla, and throw that in the stream, let it cool down for later on. And we go there, we'd have to do our time on the lawnmower, and because we just mainly went up on Sundays. So that was our Sunday activity after church. And so we go up there, mow the lawn, enjoy that good sarsaparilla or birch beer, and fish in the pond, and just had a wonderful time.
It sounds like a wonderful experience that everyone should be able to have. Wow.
You bet.
Yeah. There's you're right. Let Mother Nature be your refrigerator. Throw those sodas down in the creek water. Yep.
Well, at that time there was no. My dad later on put power and plumbing into the house, but at that time it was dry sink and the facilities was a you know, I guess latrine in another building. You know, it was
Yeah,
an
right,
outbuilding.
right. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Well,
how.
Seth, I really appreciate you sharing those memories. Tell me real quick, what's your favorite Pennsylvania Dutch food to eat in the summer?
In the summer, well, I don't.
Did you grow up with corn pie? Because we mentioned that.
Um, no, not that. Not so much. I mean, I learned more. You know, my background is very similar to Pennsylvania Dutch. My ancestry, my the original moke that came over came out of Hessen.
Okay.
So I guess that's close, but a little bit over from.
Yeah, but not far at all.
Not very far. And as far, I mean, I love potato salad, and
Okay.
but I'm not sure that came down from that Pennsylvania Dutch root either. Anyway, so I'll go with potato salad for sure.
All right, that sounds good, Seth. Well, I really appreciate you joining us every month and coming on the live stream, and I really appreciate it. So,
All right, I
thanks so
appreciate
much.
everything you do too, Doug.
Oh, thanks so much. Mox good.
Mox good.
Well, there you go, people. How about it? Potato salad. I didn't even think of that, right? We got people putting comments here that I can throw back up here. Don, you're a man after my heart. Red beet eggs. My goodness. Yes. Jackson saying my grandmother would always go to the picnic at the little park across from the church in downtown. Huff's Church, Hufakari. I was at a couple of their picnics when I was a kid. We had family in the in that area that we would visit and then go, usually timed it to go to the church picnic. Ethan says picking blueberries. Yes. And raspberries. We had tons of wild raspberries on my farm growing up on the fence rows. I loved to walk out there and just fill my mouth with my fingers would all be purple. I'd have purple juice running down my cheeks. My mother would always yell at me, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Erica says ice cream and waffles. Erica, my goodness. Yes. And for those of you that maybe didn't grow up in Pennsylvania Dutch country, one of my favorite things in the summer, and there's tons, everything I say is my favorite. One of my list of favorites is really long, by the way, people. I'm sure yours is too. But a lot of these community picnics and these church picnics and fire company picnics that we're talking about, it was quite common, at least in the region of northern Berks County where I grew up, that one of the things you could always get were waffles and ice cream. Now, they would make fresh homemade waffles, and then they would take them and slab vanilla ice cream and make a sandwich out of it. So you had waffle, ice cream, waffle. If you've never done it, make some waffles, get some good vanilla ice cream, and the waffle should still be a little warm, and the ice cream starts to melt. Oh my God. Do it, people. If you've never had it, and even if you have had it, do it again. Maria says, summer, family picnics, the smell of freshly cut grass and hay. Boy, it's tough. I often said, they make all these fancy candles that you can buy with these scents, and they're crazy. And there's some good ones out there. Like, I really like the lilac candles because I love the smell of lilac. But they should be making a candle that smells like fresh cut hay. And maybe they do. I just don't know about it. If they do, let me know where I can buy one, because that is a great smell. Looking for crayfish in the creek. Tomato sandwiches. Yes, my wife is a huge tomato sandwich fan. I love them too. Oh my gosh, everybody, people, you are throwing stuff up here. Holy cow. Donna says chicken, corn soup, boy, and picking green beans. Donna, I picked a bunch of green beans and froze them earlier this week. My green beans are coming in like crazy, gangbusters. Oh, what else we got? Rachel says corn on the cob picked from our garden, served with sour tomatoes. You mean, like, do you do like a vinegar, probably like a sweet and sour, like vinegar and salt, pepper? Is that what you mean by sour tomatoes, Rachel? Because if that's the case, I eat that too. I don't call it that, but I eat that too. I think it's getting easier to convince the non-Dutchies to go snipe hunting, to go Elbridge hunting. Well, Chris, if you want to take people Elbridge hunting, let me know. I'll go along if we can make it work out. And we'll really get them an Elbridge. How's that sound? What else do people say? My goodness. We got a couple people saying many things. Dolly says fond memories. Attended vacation Bible church or Bible school at my church, Beckers. That's my church too, in Mulltown, and at my Mennonite neighbor's church in the Ole Valley. Yeah, summer was always VBS, Vacation Bible School, and that's still happening. I see that from time to time. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oi, Brigida, hoedowns. Yeah. Yes, although I like to watch. I mean, we used to go to hoedowns more in the fall and winter, but outdoor hoedowns were. Rachel's giving us an answer: vinegar, sugar, and water, salad, tomatoes. I know I make it. I don't call it that, but I eat it, Rachel. I don't know what the heck we call that. Why we call that? Well, we don't call it sour tomatoes. What would I call that? I don't know. It's usually on the table though, right? Oh man, we got great. Boy, all this, everybody's throwing food, and that's okay. Food's good. Food is good. The other question I was going to ask, you guys just ran me over, was what are some of your favorite Pennsylvania Dutch foods in the summer? Well, we definitely tackled that question tonight. That's for sure. That is for sure. We're going to have to do this again in the winter and fall, and then we'll get a whole new list of fall and winter foods that everybody loves. Pennsylvania Dutch style, for sure. I figured, we got to do something with the language too tonight. So I thought I'd share. I'm going to remove my little image from the screen real quick. I came up with a list of summer words in Pennsylvania Dutch, or words that are at least associated with summer that you can now, if you don't know them, now you can start using them. And this, of course, isn't a complete list. I just came up with a couple words I was thinking, oh, this is a word that's associated with summer, et cetera, et cetera. So let's look through these real quick and we can practice. I'll say the English and the Pennsylvania Dutch. Your job is to repeat the Pennsylvania Dutch after me. Even if you know them, it's good to practice, right? So here we go. Summer in Pennsylvania Dutch it looks the same. It's da. Remember, now for those of you that are learning the language or starting to learn the language, I'm going to put myself back in. I'm going to put my teacher hat on real quick. Teacher hat on. What we do that's different in Pennsylvania Dutch that's from English is that all of the nouns in Pennsylvania Dutch, persons, places, and things, nouns, have a gender assigned to them. They're either masculine, feminine, or neuter. And this is kind of a tricky thing for people that never learned German or Pennsylvania Dutch or any foreign language, because a lot of European languages have gendered nouns. Spanish does it, Italian does it, French does it. Well, German and Pennsylvania Dutch do it too. Now, real quick, the tricky thing is that when I say masculine, feminine, neuter, everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon and say, well, so if it's a manly thing, then it's masculine. If it's a feminine thing, it's female. It's feminine. That's not true. These are just the words that we use, the names that we use. You have to memorize them. Summer is masculine. Why? Because it is. And that's a terrible answer, but that's the answer. So when I tell people that are learning a language with me, I always say, don't just learn the word summer, learn the article. That's the little DER word there in front that goes with it, because you'll thank me later if you're continuing on and learning the language and working with the language. So there's my spiel on what these little dare D's and S's are in Pennsylvania Dutch. And you'll see some more examples here in our list. But so summer, here we go. My little tirade is over. Da summer. Da summer. Say it, everybody. I can hear you through your screens. Trust me. The word for August is at least one way, and I've heard multiple different ways. This is the one that I'm used to saying. Aagscht. Aagscht. So practice it. Hot, boy, let me tell you. Hot, we've had that this summer. Haze. Haze. Humid is another thing we had. And I have two words here because it's regional. Some parts of Pennsylvania Dutch country says the first word, other parts say the second word. So schmodig, or dumbig. Dumbig. I grew up saying schmodig, but I've heard dumbig as well. Sunshine is another noun. So we got the der. It's another masculine noun. Da Sonnenschein. Da Sonnenschein. Lightning bug. Die, this is a feminine noun. Die Fireflieg. Die Fireflieg. And that word is a direct translation of firefly. Fire in Pennsylvania Dutch is fire, and to fly is fliege. So die Fireflieg, lightning bug. Sweet corn. We talked a lot about it tonight. S, this is a neuter noun. S, Welschkan. S, Welschkan. Ice cream. Now, to be honest, I hear a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch people just say ice cream. They use the English. But if you wanted to literally say ice and cream in Pennsylvania Dutch, we would say da ijsraam. Da ijsraam. On to the second column there. Straw hat, what I wear when I'm outside in the summer in my garden, working in my garden. Da strohoed. Da strohoed. Sunglasses. Die Sonnebrille. Die Sonnebrille. Literally, sun glasses. Yeah. Now, to can. No one said that this was one of their favorite things about summer, and I know why. Because it's a lot of work. The Pennsylvania Dutch have this good tradition of, all us old Pennsylvania Dutch farmers, we canned in the summer so that we had food in the winter. I don't know how many quarts of tomatoes I did this week. I did string beans this week. I'm going to be doing red cabbage here in a little bit. My heads aren't quite ready yet. And I'm sure a lot of you out there also can. So I said, we got to have that. So the verb to can is I mache. I mache. Sunburn. Hopefully you didn't get too sunburned this year. Da Sonne brennt. Da Sonne brennt. A lot of people out there love to camp, so I threw that in there. The verb to camp is kampe. Kampe. That's an easy one. Our friend the mosquito. The mosquito. Die Schnoog. Die Schnoog. It's a great word. You'll use it. Trust me. You're sitting out on your patio or on your porch. You can say, oh, die Schnoge. The plural is add an E to the end. Schnoge, mosquitoes. But one mosquito, and there never is just one, but the singular is die Schnoge. To relax, hopefully you're also finding some time to relax in the summer because that's what you need to do in the summer is the verb Ausruhe. Ausruhe. And then finally, watermelon, die Wassermelone. Die Wassermelone. Now we got some people that are throwing some comments in here. I'll give that real quick. John wants to know, what's the word for pool? Well, John, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think that if there is a Pennsylvania Dutch word for pool, I've never heard it. I would just say pool. I would use the English word. There is a standard German word. So in German, there's a word for it, Schwimmbad, Schwimmbad. But in Pennsylvania Dutch, I don't think I've ever heard anybody use that term because that's German. I would just use the word pool. The verb to swim is schwimmen, really close to the English, schwimmen. But I don't know a word for pool. Great question, though. And as John's also reminding us, it's not summer, it's canning season. You are correct. Seth said he put up 22 jars of apricot preserves last month. I love apricot preserves. Boy, that would be good. That sounds really good. That's a lot of work, though. Canning's not easy. It's a lot of work, everybody. We know that. Every month I bring you a poem. Well, here's this month. I'm going to pull myself out of the stream again so that you can see everything. This is by the poet Gladys Martin, who lived from 1937. She only died a couple years ago in 2019. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was from Lancaster County. She was either Lancaster or Lebanon, and she wasn't Berks County. But she wrote a book of lots of poems and really good stuff too. So here's her poem, Da Aagscht, or August. And I figured this is very fitting since it's August, right? So I'll read the Pennsylvania Dutch. It's on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is the English translation. You can follow along in English or in Pennsylvania Dutch. Da Aagscht ist dann der Monat von Gewitter. Da Donner, da Gracht hoch und nieder. Da Wetterlech so gel und hell, macht die Gerd zu Zitra mit dem Gnell. Und all der Himmel ist voll mit Wonner, in Aagscht, da mächtig Monat von Donner. Well, there you go. I think that's a great poem. Gladys really did some great stuff. Her book was available through Masthof Press. I don't know if they still have it or not. It was a hardbound book. I don't remember the name of it now off the top of my head. But if you search her name on their website, I would think it would come up. But she had some really great poetry. I'm glad that she wrote the stuff before she passed away, for sure. She shared a lot. All right. Every month, we also get some music. And I have a special treat. some people that are joining us in the live stream tonight, Brigitte, you heard me mention her name before. She emailed me yesterday or the day before and said, hey, we know you like music and we know you got the show coming up. I wanted to share a music video that my family made this past weekend. And I said, well, absolutely. And then I said that before I even listened to it. And then I listened to it. And then I had to pick myself up off the floor because it was so darn sorry. Keep it PG, Doug. So darn good that I was literally blown away. So I want to share their music video with you. So give me 1 second to do this and set this up because this is phenomenally good. All right. I'm also going to pull myself out of the stream so that you don't see me because I'm not the one to watch here. Hopefully this will work. If not, we'll make it work. So this is, I don't know if their band has a name or not, but it's Brigitte and her family playing a Pennsylvania Dutch song. And the song is entitled Wer gut leben will. Enjoy.
1, 2, 3.
Sonntag kommt die Kerkerei, Juli, Juli, noch ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei bei unserer Kerkerei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli. Montag kommt die Wäscherei, Juli, Juli, noch ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei bei unserer Wäscherei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli. Dienstag kommt die Biglerei, Juli, Juli, du ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei bei unserer Biglerei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli. Mittwoch kommt die Flickerei, Juli, Juli, now ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei bei unserer Flickerei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli.
Donnerstag kommt der Putzerei,
Juli, Juli,
noch ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei
bei unserer Putzerei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli. Freitag kommt die Backerei, Juli, Juli, noch ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei bei unserer Backerei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli. Samstag kommt die Speicherei, Juli, Juli, noch ist mir ein ganzer Tag dabei bei unserer Speicherei. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli, Juli, so. Wer gut leben will, der geht zu Juli.
Well, I'll tell you what. In Pennsylvania Dutch, I'd say "Sel is verdammt sei Aagscht," which is a little bit of swearing, but that is darn Beautiful. Brigitte, your whole family, my God, what a talent. What a talent. And love to see those kids singing as well. For those of you that couldn't understand what they were singing about, they were singing about all the things that happen on each day of the week. And there are a couple songs that do that in traditional Pennsylvania Dutch folk music. So they were singing on Sundays, it's church day. Then there's doing the wash, then ironing, then mending the clothes, then cleaning, then baking. I don't remember what Saturday was now off the top of my head. Shoot. But it's every day is a different thing. And like I said, there's at least, I can think of at least 2 or 3 traditional Pennsylvania Dutch folk songs that do that, where it tells you Monday is wash day, Tuesday's this day, and it's different. Like the songs are different because I know some songs where Monday's baking, that where you sing, oh, you bake on Monday. Well, and then other people are like, no, Monday's wash day. Growing up with my grandparents, my maternal grandparents, Monday was wash day. It was very much the way this song sang it. Sunday was church day. Monday was wash day. Tuesday, grandmom did her ironing. Wednesday, she mended any clothes that needed mending. Thursday was Butztag. That's what it was for us too at my house growing up. Thursday was Butztag, where we cleaned the house. And then Friday was bake day for my grandmother. So Brigitte's song matches the childhood that I grew up with, spending a lot of time with my grandparents. Good Pennsylvania Dutch grandparents. So what a wonderful, wonderful song. People out there, if you know of groups like this, or you sing, or you, well, whatever, please send this stuff to me so that I can share it with the audience. I mean, like, people are commenting how wonderful and how great it is. That was really, really good, Brigitte. I am so glad that you shared that video with me and that I was able then to share it with everybody here on the channel. So your job for next month, Brigitte, is to shoot another video, different song. And like I said in my email to you, Brigitte, I look forward to the day where I can jam with you guys, because my God, would that be fun, making music together. Nothing I love more than that. Thank you again so much, Brigitte, for sharing your talent and your family's talent with everybody tonight. Everybody, as we wind up here towards the end of our episode, don't forget that you can get your own Pennsylvania Dutch themed merchandise. Check out our online store at zazzle.com/PA Dutch stuff. We're going to have some new stuff coming out here throughout the fall, but you can get your Ich bin Deutsch t-shirt there. You can also get some other stuff. And again, I said this before, but it's not just t-shirts. The website comes up as if the images are all t-shirts, and you can get them as t-shirts, don't get me wrong. But the great thing about Zazzle is that they also have all of these other options. I got some of our stuff printed on magnets. I have them on my refrigerator up in the kitchen. You can get t-shirts, of course, but you can get hats, you can get aprons, you can get buttons, you can get stickers, you can get, I think the website says there's 1,000 different possibilities. And just from clicking through, I believe that. So check out the website if you're looking for a gift for someone or for yourself. And of course, the rule is, if you buy something, whether an Ich bin Deutsch shirt or a Doug's Front Porch or whatever, you gotta send me a picture of you sporting your swag, please. And then I'll share it with everybody else. Dear friends, if you like what we're doing here and you'd like to financially support the channel, you can do that by buying me a coffee. The website link is right there, buymeacoffee.com/Doug Maidenford. All of the money donated goes to the upkeep of the channel. In fact, you'll notice that things look a little different. I have a different background than what I've had in the past. We are working on the studio. In fact, I bought some new things recently, some new boom arms. I'm reworking the lighting as well. So we're doing some work here in the summer, and all of that stuff was bought with money so generously donated by you great people out there. So thank you so very much. And if you don't want to make a donation, that's okay too. But make sure you're back here next month as well, and that you're watching the videos on YouTube. You don't have to pay for them. They're free. They're free. Speaking of next month, here's the date. Mark your calendars now. September 14th will be the next edition of PA Dutch Live at 6 p.m. again. And we have we're back to guests throughout the fall. September, I will have 2 members of in my mind, a very important group. They are the Berks County Association of Graveyard Preservation. That's a mouthful. But what they do is they go around and preserve these old family and private cemeteries. You know, the ones that you see alongside of the road with the old stone walls around them, where they got tombstones that are falling over, or the grass is overgrown that you can't even see the stuff. This group goes in there and cleans them up and restores them. And they do such wonderful work. I wanted to tell their story. And a lot of the cemeteries that they're working on are Pennsylvania Dutch. These are, the people that came over on the boats who made that decision to change their life and come to America. They're buried in these cemeteries. And I want, this group is continuing their legacy and their story and keeping their story alive. So we'll have I think it's going to be 2 members, at least 2 members for sure, joining me on the live stream next month to tell us about their organization, share some photos, and I think you're going to be blown away. They do wonderful, wonderful stuff. And then we're going to have, of course, something in Pennsylvania Dutch and a song in Pennsylvania Dutch. And I can also tell you, October, I already got a guest lined up. John Marks will be joining us. He's a Pennsylvania Dutch artist. And in November, I have Martha Coons, who is an expert on the story of Susanna Cox. And if you're not familiar with who she is or who she was in history, you'll find out in November. And then my hope is, I'm putting all my cards on the table here, people, tonight. My hope is in December to have another live viewer call-in Christmas edition of PA Dutch Live. So the fall is booked. If you got music videos you want to send me that I can share, please do. Again, thank you everybody for joining the show tonight. We'll keep the stuff coming. Watch this every Friday. Pennsylvania Dutch Word of the Week comes out on the YouTube channel. So make sure that if you're, you want to learn the language or you're trying to learn the language, you can do that by checking out those videos. Of course, follow us on all of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just look for PA Dutch 101. I usually share other Pennsylvania Dutch people that are out there doing stuff. So you can check out whether it's artists, musicians, historians, authors, all that stuff is out there. There's a lot of people doing a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch work out there that you might not realize is happening, and we want to show them the love that you guys show me. So till next month, my dear friends, stay safe, enjoy the rest of the summer, get yourself to one of those many events that I said are coming up, whether it's the Goshenhappens, whether it's Haymet Fest, whether it's the Hay Creek Festival, Historic Tribal Bis Farm. There is tons of stuff. Get yourself to one of those events. You'll enjoy it. And hopefully you can still get some waffles and ice cream before summer's over. If you still got garden work to do in canning, I'm there with you in spirit because I'll be doing it too in my garden. And until next month, everyone, dear friends, as we always say, take care and Max gut. Max gut zu dir, Max gut zu dir, Max gut zu dir für now. Unsere Zeit ist all und so es ist, Max gut für now. Hoff wieder mit dir zu sein, hoff du bringst zurück ein Freund. Max gut zu dir, Max gut zu dir, Max gut zu dir für now. Unsere Zeit ist all und so es ist, Max gut für now. Hoff wieder mit dir zu sein, hoff du bringst zurück ein Freund. Und so Max gut, lieber Freund, Max gut.